Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video for today. So we got something exciting to talk about, which is good because I'm getting so sick of talking about kits. So The Sims tweeted, "Who's that void critter? Find out March 22nd. That's not all though, as KitKatCam01 tweeted at The Sims, but it says the 23rd when I open the game. And sure enough, in the main menu, it does show a teaser that says, "Who's that void critter? Find out March the 23rd. And The Sims replied saying, "The free update will be available to players on the 23rd, with more information on what to expect on the 22nd. So it looks like my predictions are, well, at least somewhat coming true, because I figured we probably were going to get bunk beds during that week, but we're getting them on Tuesday instead of the Thursday, which makes it less likely that we're going to be getting a game pack the week after like I initially thought. The only time that we get a pre-pack update the same week as the pack release is for expansion packs because they come out on Fridays, so the game updates before it comes out on the Tuesday. But then with everything else, the pre-pack update comes out on the Thursday, the week before the pack comes out. Also, game packs tend to be announced 2 to 3 weeks before release. With Strangerville, that was an exception, but at least it made sense in that case because it was so story-focused and there wasn't really much they could say about that pack without giving away spoilers. But, I don't know, would they pull a Strangerville again with a game pack? I don't know. I hope they don't really do another story-focused pack this soon, because Star Wars was kind of like that already too, and that was the last game pack that came out. I just want something that's more realistic and is stuff that works really well with a lot of Sims, and not just something that I use a few times. I could imagine a Werewolves game pack happening, but if that comes out later this summer instead, which is closer to Halloween, we just had paranormal stuff back in January, so I think it is too soon for another supernatural themed pack. But something else that I find very interesting about all of this is that bunk beds have now been teased not just once, but twice. So I get it, like, bunk beds are highly requested by this community, me included, but I think that's a little over the top if it's just going to be bunk beds. I mean, even if it was about cars, I'd still be saying the exact same thing. So, I think there could be something else happening alongside bunk beds in this upcoming update. But what could it be? I don't know. Maybe they could be doing something with kids and toddlers, like how a few months back there was that interaction that wasn't even mentioned in the patch notes. I did a whole video about that where you can wash toddlers in the sink. So maybe that's going to be more fleshed out with a better animation. Maybe there's going to be just something related to toddlers. I don't know. I think that would make a lot of sense. So I think there is going to be more than just the bunk beds. And oh right, I almost forgot to mention them again, loft beds. Are we going to get loft beds alongside bunk beds? In case you don't know what I'm talking about, loft beds are basically bunk beds but without the bottom part. So you can put basically like a desk or something underneath the bed, which just is the top bunk. So then it's pretty flexible and just good for like really tiny homes and such if you have a really small room. But I have a bad feeling that we're gonna still have to wait even longer for loft beds if that's not the something else that is very likely a part of this update, because with The Sims 4, I feel like they tend to iterate things over a long stretch of time. And leading up to bunk beds, I think that's a perfect example. Because first we got those water ladders in Island Living. Then a year later, we got the actual land-based ladders that more people were really wanting. And then almost another year later, we're finally getting bunk beds. So, as disappointed as it would make me, I would not be surprised if we had to wait yet another year to get loft beds, even with the sort of like ladder animation, I guess, already being there. I also have seen some comments as to what if bunk beds are going to have a themed kit for them, but I don't think that's going to be the case, or if it is, not right now, because they already released 3 kits this month. I feel like if they were going to release more kits this soon, they would have just saved them for the end of the month anyways, instead of doing 3 at the beginning of the month and then suddenly putting in at least 1 more at the end. I don't think we're gonna get kits that often. I think we will get another pack, like an actual conventional pack, before we get more kits, at least hopefully. If we have to wait until June to get another pack, then that could end up being the case. Maybe we'll get a kit or 3 in April and May, so maybe we can get 1 in April, 1 in May, something along those lines, just to help fill in the gaps for EA so that they're still making some money while they're working on the next expansion pack. But I'm still hoping that we get a game pack before we get any more kits. I'm still hoping the same things for the next game pack that I've said before, like maybe they could be following through on the high school idea that they presented in one of the surveys they did last year, or maybe they'll do a game pack about bands. Although I don't think bands would really go super well with bands unless it was sort of like, oh, to help you save space while you go on tour. And maybe we could also be getting a hobbies pack. I think that could work pretty well as a game pack, though an expansion would be fine as well. But of course, I think hotels are pretty likely. Bunk beds would go pretty well with them too, and we did get that update late last year that allows us to vacation in any world, so it would make a lot of sense for us to finally have the ability to go on vacation to hotels and motels and just other lodging in general that's not just the rental lots from Jungle Adventure and Outdoor Retreat. To sum it up, I think there is more than just bunk beds going on here, and if it is just bunk beds and literally nothing else, I'm gonna be pretty dumbfounded with all of this just leading up to bunk beds with not just 1 but 2 teasers, because they really didn't need to do that at all. They don't normally do that with just free updates. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think is going to happen with this upcoming update on March 23rd? And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!